The plan for today is to have you guys start the first of the Unit 9 review sheets. Because you guys already got the lesson from the other day, that gives you one more day of review that ninth hour won't have. So what you should have in front of you is the Algebra 1 Unit 9 review sheet. I just want to talk briefly about a few things to get you started to make sure you're doing everything correctly. I do want to go through a few examples as well. The first section is asking you to simplify and determine the excluded values. I'm going to start with question 3 because this is one that a lot of us seem to have problems with still. What it wants us to do is take a look at what's on the outside here and distribute it to both terms inside, and when we do that, we're then going to have to simplify and then look for our excluded values. So I'm going to start by taking whatever's on the outside here and multiplying it by both terms on the inside. I have the x to the third times an x to the negative second, which is the same thing as an x, and that 3 is going to stay a 3. Y to the negative second doesn't have anything to combine with it. It'll stay y to the negative second. I then have 12 with nothing to combine with it, so it'll stay 12. X with nothing to combine. Y to the fourth times a y is a y to the fifth. And then a z to the fifth times a z to the third is a z to the eighth. Do the same thing with the second term here. The 48 is going to stay 48. I have an x to the third times an x to the negative fifth is going to give me x to the negative second. A y to the negative second times a y to the first is going to give me y to the negative first. And then the z to the fourth would stay the same. The 12 has nothing to combine with it again, so it's going to stay the 12. X has nothing to combine with it. It'll stay an x. Y to the fourth times y to the negative fourth is going to give me y to the 0. And anything to the 0 power is equal to 1. So those cancel themselves out. Z to the fifth times a z is going to give me z to the 6. Now what I have to do is make sure all my exponents are positive. You always must end with positive exponents. So before I do any simplifying, I'm just going to take all of my negative exponents and move them. That would go downstairs, downstairs, and downstairs. So I would get a 3x over 12xy to the fifth, z to the eighth, and then I'm moving that y to the negative second downstairs, which would become y squared. I'll do the same thing here. The 48 and the z to the fourth are going to stay upstairs. Um, 12 is downstairs. X z to the 6 is downstairs, and I'm moving the x to the negative second, which becomes an x squared, and y to the negative first, which becomes a y. Now what I'll go ahead and do is combine any of these factors that I can. I have the y to the fifth and the y squared, which is going to give me y to the seventh. And then the z to the eighth is going to stay. Over here, I have an x and an x squared, which will give me x to the third. Now I want to see if I can cancel anything from top to bottom here. I cannot do any cross canceling here. Why? Because there is a subtraction sign in between. You can never cancel over addition or subtraction, ever. I have the 3 and the 12. I can simplify things there. Divide them both by 3. That gives me 4 on the bottom. The x and the x can be simplified. Here on the right side, the 48 and the 12 can be simplified. Z to the fourth and then a Z to the sixth can be simplified. And now I'm just going to go ahead and clean this up a little bit. It's not nothing on top. Whenever you cancel everything out, you do have to have your placeholder, which is a 1. And if I take a look at everything that I have here, I don't have anything else that I can cancel or simplify. I cannot cancel those 4's because there is subtraction in between. You can never cancel over addition or subtraction. So I would have to go ahead and stop. This would be my simplified answer. But the other part of the instructions asks us to name our excluded values. So I need to look for those values that are going to make the denominator equal to 0. Well, in this example, I have y, which cannot equal 0. Z cannot equal 0. X cannot equal 0. The z and the y are already covered, so I look back at my original problem and see if I'm missing anything. I've got the x, I've got the y, I've got the z. Got the x, y, and z. Excellent. Those are my restrictions. So that's basically what it's asking you to do there. I know you don't have any other questions on here like that, but that was one in which we made quite a few errors on our quiz. So hopefully that clarifies some things. You have to distribute first, and then you can go ahead and combine your factors. Any factors that have negative exponents need to be switched. If they were downstairs, they would come upstairs. If they're upstairs, they would come downstairs. I'm then combining any factors that I can. After that, I'm looking for things that I can simplify top to bottom, and I'm canceling if that's possible. I am writing my answer in its nice, neat, clean form, and then I'm listing my restrictions. And whatever is going to make that denominator equal to 0 is a restriction.